Hey, what's good? It's Marshall Mathers the fourth here. I just wanted to make a video today about talking about the fact that some black men do not appreciate, value, respect, love, and care about their own women. And the reason I'm making this video is because I've recently stumbled across a few videos showing these black teenagers who were just assaulting black women like crazy and videotaping the whole fucking thing as if they even want to get caught, showing their face, showing just what disturbing, sickening thing they're doing, which is so wicked and especially heartbreaking, and laughing about it, mocking any of the black teenage girls that they were assaulting physically in just the most horrific ways that you could imagine. Like, I saw a video of these black teenagers in Washington, D.C., because it just happened recently, like a few days ago or something like that, where they took this black teenage girl who was only 17, who lived in the same neighborhood, and they put her headfirst in a dumpster, and she was trying to keep her hands on the side of the dumpster to make it so that she wouldn't fall in or whatever, but they lifted her up by her legs and then they just pretty much tossed her in there. And then they were laughing at her, videotaping it, mocking her and all that. And, you know, at first she was laughing out of humiliation, but soon after she started crying. And it just literally broke my heart, because not only is that incredibly disgusting what they did and evil, but also the fact that she could have died. I mean, she could have got cut on broken glass. She could have banged her head really hard on the inside of the dumpster. And also keep in mind that, of course, and obviously, there's maggots inside dumpsters, knowing that maggots pretty much feast on garbage, and so do rats and mice. And it's just so cruel what those guys did to her. And I don't even know if they got caught. And I'm pretty sure even if they do, the justice system won't be so hard on them, because they'll probably pity them because they probably grew up without a dad or some shit, and that's no fucking excuse. And they'll probably be let out the very next day, which is just sickening. And, you know, the thing that also broke my heart is when she got out of the dumpster. I don't know how she was able to get out, but I guess somebody probably either saved her or she got out herself. The guys in like another clip were calling her an ugly bitch and saying, "Damn, you're an ugly bitch." And there was other clips of them tripping her and like making her fall into some bushes. And there was also another clip, but this wasn't the same girl. This was a totally different girl. I don't know where this clip was from originally, like what state it was in or what city. But there was like this really chubby, and I mean really chubby, and honestly even fat, black teenage dude who was shoving a helpless, defenseless black teenage girl headfirst into one of those freezers that you see in like grocery stores that have a bunch of like ice cream bars, ice cream sandwiches, and popsicles. And she was begging and pleading, telling him to stop, and you could hear just the aching pain in her voice. as she was saying stop, and I couldn't help but cry and feel that my heart just split right in two as I saw that. And no one thought to intervene. No one thought maybe I should do something. Maybe I should help. Maybe I should step in and say something. Like, no store owner, no manager, none of the store employees, not even any of the customers. And these teenage guys were videotaping it, and while she was saying stop, 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 one of the teenage guys who was videotaping it was saying, just go in the freezer, just go in the freezer. And this chubby black teenage guy was just squishing her body as if women of their own race mean nothing to them, and as if they think of them as nothing but objects and garbage, if anything, knowing that they throw their women in dumpsters, shove their women in freezers inside a fucking grocery store during the day where no one did any fucking thing to help. And then in another video, there was a black teenage girl who rejected a black teenage guy who was trying to ask her out, and he was holding a skateboard in his hand. And then when she kept rejecting him, he took his skateboard and he pretty much hit her in the face with it, like right dead center in the face. And she fell back and hit her head, the back of her head, right on the fucking sidewalk. And I mean, if she didn't die, she either has a severe concussion or brain damage, or both. If she didn't die and if she lived from that. Although it definitely did look like she probably died. And these guys videotaped this shit. These black teenage guys. And you know what? They think it's funny. And they even admit, even when some of them apologize on social media, they'll still say that I thought it was funny, or we thought it was funny, or humorous, or hilarious, or whatever. And that just makes it all the more disturbing that they take pleasure in torturing, pretty much, a woman, any woman of their own race. They don't care about them, they don't love them, they don't respect them, they don't value them, and they sure as hell don't appreciate them. And I'm not saying all black guys are like this, so don't get that idea, don't get that intention or anything. I am not at all attacking even most black guys when making this video. But I am in fact attacking the shit out of those fucking black guys in those videos that caused those poor girls so much suffering and embarrassed them, humiliated them, and made those girls ashamed. And they thought it was so fun. They thought it was so funny. And they took pleasure in it. I mean, if you watch those videos, believe me when I say it, they were enjoying themselves. Those guys were just completely and totally having fun with just abusing these beautiful, young, helpless, defenseless girls of their race. And it's like, that really shocks me, because I always see, like, elsewhere, whenever I go on like social media or whatever, or watch a video about black men talking about black women, and of course these are actually genuinely good black men who will say stuff like, call them their chocolate queen or cocoa queen or whatever, or they'll call them a goddess, or they'll just call them a queen in general, or black queen, I guess. And they'll say and show all this admiration and care and love and respect and whatnot to women of their own race, as if they like really value them and appreciate them and hold them up in like high standards or whatever. But then when I see this shit, I'm like, it contradicts what these other black guys are saying. And honestly, it just blows my mind that any black guys at all would torture their own women, when I feel like, in my opinion at least, if there's any guys who would love, respect, appreciate, and value and care about any black women the most, it would be black men. Like, that's just how I honestly feel. I feel like if there's any race of man in the whole world who would respect, love, and care about and value and appreciate black women, it would have to be black men. At least that's what I would think. But then when I see these fucking disturbing, sickening, heartbreaking videos, I'm like, I guess I was wrong. Because it certainly looks like they don't. When I see also all these like news reports and cases of black men drugging and raping their women because these black men are like so desperate to have sex with women of their own race, and they probably feel like let down and betrayed by women of their own race, and so they get so eager and desperate they just are like, fuck it, I'm just gonna drug women of my own race and I'm gonna rape them. Or they literally beat their own women. All these news stories and cases of black men beating the absolute shit out of their own women. Like, either beating them so they're really wounded or beating them to death. Because you can even kill a person with your body. I mean, literally just using your physical strength. And knowing that these are women here, women, like, men aren't supposed to fight women ever. That is an unfair fight. That's not okay. And women are supposed to be protected and defended. All women of all races all over the world are supposed to be protected and defended by men. And not just like, oh, if you have a girlfriend and a wife, you protect only your girlfriend and your wife. No. If you see any woman anywhere in danger, you protect and defend her. You do something about it. And don't just respect women that you're attracted to, respect all women. Now, unless they're like bad women, of course, they don't really deserve respect. But any genuinely good women of any fucking race, anywhere in the world, deserves respect, deserves love, deserves to be cared about, deserves to be protected and defended, deserves to be looked out for, and deserves to be appreciated and valued, and not have this shit, this type of shit, instead of being drugged and raped, beat, thrown in dumpsters, hit in the face with the skateboard, shoved in freezers and grocery stores, and have her body squished as she's struggling to try to get out. I mean, I could only think when I was watching these video clips, as I was just crying my heart out when I saw that, I could only help but think that it literally reminded me of children. When I saw these girls and how they were struggling against these big, grown, strong men that, if they were good, they would protect and defend their women. They would love their women. They would value them. They would appreciate them. They would care for them. They would look out for them. But instead, they do this shit. And then how they also even put women of their own race in like walk-in freezers. They sometimes even shoot their own women. I wouldn't be surprised if they even sometimes run over their own women or do far worse, more extreme, highly disturbing things. And I wouldn't be surprised if black men, at least some of them anyways, also poison their own women. I would not at all be surprised. Nothing would surprise me, especially nowadays in the twisted, upside down, messed the fuck up world we live in. Nothing would surprise me. Literally nothing. And you know what also breaks my heart is the fact that I feel like black women, especially out of like any race of women, honestly, but I guess this is just me personally in the way that I feel, even just by anyone, not just black men, but by anyone at all, by society, by the justice system, by even people of other races, I honestly do feel that black women, out of any race of women, aren't that much respected, appreciated, valued, loved, and cared about, and also looked out for, and also protected and defended at all fucking costs. Like, literally, out of any women of any other race. And there are so many cases and stories where black women go missing. And what does the justice system do? What does the law do? What did the police do? The FBI? Nothing. They don't do jack shit whenever a black woman goes missing. They don't even try to get, like, the community to help. They don't even seem to care. Like, I honestly do have a feeling that when it comes to the justice system, which is so fucking corrupt and backwards, when it ever comes to any black women who go missing or whatever, they're probably just like, oh, it's just another black woman. She probably just ran away. She probably became a prostitute or some shit like that. Just put her case or whatever, or missing report, to the back of the room, and we're just not even gonna care about them. But when it comes to white women, and no offense to white women, because it's obviously not their fault, it's the fault of the fucking upside down, corrupt as hell justice system that doesn't appreciate, value, respect, care about, and love black women at all whatsoever. And when it comes to white women are much more respected, valued, appreciated, cared about, loved, and protected, defended, and also looked out for. Like, when you see news stories of when a white woman goes missing of any age, the police are on that shit like dogs. I mean, literally, they don't mess around. When it comes to a white girl or a white woman going missing, the police are on that fucking shit. And they just do anything they possibly can. They even get news coverage. They get the community to get in on it and try to look for these missing white women or white girls. But then when it comes to black women and black girls, nobody does anything about it. Unless you hire like a private investigator or something. Other than that, they're not looked for. They're not thought about. They're not cared about. They're not loved, respected, valued, appreciated, and looked out for. They're not protected and defended. I mean, how many stories are there of black women and black girls going missing? There's a lot. There's a lot of fucking stories like that. And yet, most of them are not even solved. If none of them. I don't even know if there's any of black girls or black women's missing cases solved. I don't know if there's any at all. Because I feel like there's probably none that are ever solved. And that really pisses me off. And enrages me, especially as a white guy who does love, care about, and respect and appreciate and really does value black women. And I don't just value, respect, appreciate, and care for and love black women that I'm attracted to. I respect, care about, love, appreciate, and value all black women. Now, again, unless they're like bad, then obviously I'm probably not going to. But any of them that are genuinely good, just normal people, I will give them all of my respect that I have, all of my appreciation, all of my love, all of my care, all of my kindness, and I will value them. Regardless of if anyone else does themselves, I will. And I will never stop. And if I could, I would, more than anything, look out for, protect, and defend any black women anywhere. If I could, I most definitely would. And I'm not even kidding. And, you know, I mean, it's just crazy. It really is crazy that black women don't even really feel safe, protected and defended and comfortable around their own men, because there's so many just horrific, tragic stories of, oh, this black man or these black men throwing this poor black girl in a dumpster, these black men drugging and raping this black girl and then killing her, or these black men putting this black girl in a freezer and stuffing her body in there and trying to squish it. This black man hit a black girl in the face with his skateboard just for simply rejecting him. And it serves him right. He didn't deserve to have that girl. And he couldn't handle that and take that, so what does he do but hit that black girl in the face as hard as he possibly could with his fucking skateboard? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? This is what this world has come to? This is how even some black men even treat their own women of their own race? I can't believe it. It makes no sense to me. I honestly don't understand it at all whatsoever. It just blows my mind and it breaks my heart. And I can't help but think about these cases over and over and over. And the more I think about them, the more I just break down and start crying. Because I'm like, where are the good black men looking out for these girls? Where are their brothers? Where are these girls' fathers? Where are their mothers or their grandparents or their aunts or uncles? Where's anyone who would look out for these girls and protect and defend them at all costs? Where are the good men who actually value, appreciate, respect, love, and care about these black women who take so much shit over and over and over again? And you know, if that's not even like bad enough, like even the least worst thing that a lot of black men do, I would honestly have to say most, honestly, not all, but most black men do, is they'll get a girl pregnant, a black girl pregnant, and they'll give her however many babies they do, and will that black man stick around and marry that girl, provide for her, take care of her and their children, and protect and defend them, and care for them, and love them, and respect them, and appreciate them, and value them? No, he won't. He'll take off. He'll take off back to the streets, just where he belongs. And he'll leave that poor girl who has all those kids to have to fend for herself, provide for herself and their children, all by herself, all alone, with no man. And her children will grow up to be nothing but bitter, angry, hostile, vengeful, rageful hoodlums, thugs, gangsters, criminals, pimps, drug dealers, killers, and the girls prostitutes or whatever. And we've seen that time and time and time again in this country of America. And it's just heartbreaking. It's so tragic. And you know what also is tragic? the fact that the statistics have shown that the amount of black children, even just in general, both black girls and black guys, who grow up without dads is 75%. Think about that for a second. The percentage of black girls and black guys who grow up without a dad to protect them, defend them, love them, care for them, appreciate them, respect them, value them, and teach them right from wrong and discipline them and help them grow up to be good people of society is 75%. 75%. That's literally most. Obviously, that's not all, and thank God it's not all, but it sure as hell is most. And it's just so crazy to even think about that fact, that 75% of black girls and black guys grow up without a dad in the home to provide for them and defend for them and to love, care about, respect, appreciate, and value them and hold them close and to discipline them and to teach them right from wrong, good from evil, and to train them to be good people when they grow up. 75%. That is just mind-blowing. And it's just so shocking. I would have never thought that, honestly. But then again, I'm not that surprised because, I mean, how common is it for so many of these black boys and black girls to go to the streets and join the hood by the time they're, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on and so forth? It's very common. It's very common and very sad. And then also, what's another really shocking statistic about black people in the country of America, even though they only make up 13 to 14% of the population in this country, they commit 55% of the crimes. I mean, that's just so shocking. The fact that they only make up 13 to 14% of the population in this country, which is not that much, obviously, but yet somehow they commit 55% of the crime that is committed and that happens in this country of America. I mean, that right there is just mind-blowing. I mean, it literally is mind-blowing to know that only 13 to 14% of a population would be responsible for committing and doing 55% of the crime that goes on and that happens in this country. It's crazy, just crazy. But that's all I wanted to say in this video. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. I'm out.